Welcome back, everybody. It is the Working Brother back at you with another talk, and this time we've got a new guest, Mr. Joris De Draeck. I believe I said that pretty good. Joris, how you doing?
Actually,
how you doing, Joris? Is it Joris or Joris? Which is normal to be like pronounced?
It's De Draeck. Actually, it means the dragon. It's not my official name. My official name is even more unpronounceable. With that's Verhaak. Mostly expressed as Verhaak or something by Englishmen. But the dragon is my writer's name. Because, well, at a certain moment I said, Joris Verhaak, that's a one-on-one match to me. I post controversial shit. I have a different opinion on many stuff. So I'm going to change into a writer's name, and I chose Joris the Dragon, the Dragon Slayer.
Yeah. It's like I'm the Working Brother, and not Stefan, with my last name, who nobody knows, and nobody can pronounce anyway. Even Serbs have problems with spelling it. But in any case, let's move on to other topics. I wanted to get your take, or get you to give the audience a bit of an insight, because I met you in person. Here is a photo with Joaquin Flores and yourself up top, and me looking as fat as ever. I wanted to I'm not going to show any other photos because I look extremely fat in those other photos, which I can't believe. Like that night when we went for dinner, I had a life-changing all I can say is your camera is too good. Yeah, so I wanted to take this opportunity to first thank you for coming on. I understand it's been a while since you've done any kind of online appearances and so on, but I also wanted to get you to clue people into who you are and what you do. So take it away.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Kind of like introduction to myself and how I came to meet you guys eventually. In Serbia, because I used to be, as many of us were, I think, quite naive on the topic of international politics and things. Although I was reading quite a lot of newspapers already back at the end of the 80s, early 90s.
Just before you get into it, I want to remind everybody this is a comedy show. Nothing we say here has anything to do with reality, just in case, because I forgot to mention it right at the beginning. In case you're new here, hi, welcome. Lots of comedy on this channel, nothing to do with reality. Now you can keep going.
Oh boy! I mean, that's another perspective, obviously. But because in a way, everything becomes quite serious quickly when you talk about international politics. And I'll fast forward to 9/11 when many of us had some kind of wake up call, and then we were, or at least I was, pretty confused about it right at the beginning, and then was wondering what the hell had happened. Then there was immediately this talk about invading Afghanistan or bombing Afghanistan, and I know that the first few weeks, but not a lot longer, I actually supported the idea, but it didn't even take a month before I said, no, actually, that would be a very, very bad idea because everything will go downhill from there.
I just want to point out that you're European, quote unquote. You're from Belgium. And I just want to give the angle of your views from the time, because you're swamped with European propaganda, I'm sure, even back then, right?
And back then I didn't even know it was propaganda. The only thing I did know at that moment was it's not a good idea to invade Afghanistan. We'll not get anything out of there, and we would be creating more extremism quickly. By doing so, it eventually did turn out I was correct. Now it took me almost a decade before I really started saying, well, there's something wrong with our news coverage as well, and that was actually the MH370 joke, the Malaysian airplane which was hijacked or veered off course towards Western Australia back in 2012.
You mean Diego Garcia?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly.
Comedy show. We just make really bad political jokes.
It's the most plausible theory I also have, because the official theory is nonsense. It's absolute crap. And what I do think is that indeed it was veered, of course, towards Diego Garcia. It landed safely, and the parts of that MQ Reaper drone, which were shot down by the United States, they were recovered by the United States, and all passengers, they were No. But you need to interrupt now because
Yeah, it felt like you wanted me to interrupt you there and put in like a 9/11 joke about that other plane that didn't hit the Pentagon, and like all those people got new identities and went to Alaska, stuff like that. Oh, speaking of Alaska, wait, no, we'll get into current events later. We're still talking about you. By the way, everybody who's new, check out all the other things that are uploaded on this channel, like this one when I have a new guest on. I like to delve into who they are in the first talk and then do another talk and cover some news events. And we'll do that soon, and it might be uploaded today, it might be tomorrow for you guys. Today is the 12th, so it might be 13th or maybe 15th. We'll see what happens. In any case, let's have a look at one of your websites. You'll get all like 400 people who watch this video. Maybe like 30 of them will click and start checking your planet news. Do you, how should I say, are you the webmaster or do you just write here?
I'm the webmaster. I actually pay for the for the hosting. I developed it myself. I configured it myself. It's WordPress, obviously. So many websites. But I started it after the attacks here in Belgium on March 21st, 2016. Because when I was listening to coverage here, I said, well, they're still lying and they're still doing nothing but provoke more conflicts, and I wanted to do something, and this is what I came up with. Now it's not really very actively fed with new sources, with new material, so it's just there's some good topics on it. There's some good articles. I think there's some which have been shown to be quite how you say, predicting the future, so to say.
Yeah.
But it's not like there's new articles even every month or even every quarter. Sometimes it's dead for half a year. But I still support it. I still pay for it. There's no ads at all. So everything is just a waste of money, but it's not that expensive. So that.
Speaking of waste of money and no ads, I'm going to do this little pop-up first. You can buy me a coffee if you want. And I'm going to do this one, no pressure. We don't accept sandwiches or we don't accept USAID. But if you want to buy me a coffee or become a patron for almost no benefits and you like to support what the Working Brother does, feel free to check out the links in the description. Also, I will leave links in there in the description to all of Joris's work. The dragon's work. I'm just going to call you the dragon. Okay, now we've done that self-promo part. So yeah, you have a website. That's good, man. Like, even if you, like you say, you don't update it often, you still, how can I say, have a place where you can put something and make sure that it's not going to disappear. Well, unless people take you down.
Exactly. That's the whole idea of having started it. And at this moment, I'm trying to get some articles which were the ones published on Fort Ross News, Joaquin's website from back in the day.
You used to write for Joaquin as well, yeah.
Yeah. And I was quite well. I was more productive. I'm not saying I was the most productive writer. Far from it. But yeah, I did write some articles about various topics back then as well. I kind of lost it with COVID. The urge to write and the drive to write have not found it back yet. It worries me sometimes because. People tell me that the articles are well researched and they're good and well written and whatever. Many who write who do read things from me, they say, well, you write well, but yeah, I need to get back into the habit, right?
It's good to take a break, and it's important when you actually. I took a break now for a couple of weeks from recording, and it's actually important when you take a break to like decide that your mind is on a break, to like let your mind be on a break, like not to be like, oh, I'm on a break, I have to get back to work. You know, that's something that I read recently, and I think it rings true often with how can I say, especially high stress. Work like geopolitical writing and comedy shows on YouTube.
Exactly. Let's talk business and IT.
So yeah, you also are in how should I say, in the IT sector, to put it lightly. The fact that you're a webmaster and that I had that prompt wasn't by accident. And you sent along another website. Let me find it here. Where's my mouse? There it is.
Yeah, the really old one. Yeah.
And here you have all kinds of intellectual things of a different category. Why don't you clue people in as to what they can find on this site, which will also be linked in the description?
Yeah. Well, it's also there's not too much on it. With how it's portrayed by WordPress again, it looks more than it is. But back in the day, and I think it was 15 years ago, 2010, because of 2020, that certainly is an update. 2009, see. That's when I've written all these things. Because I was project manager. I did like it back then. I don't do that much anymore because it's high pressure and high visibility, and actually it's in grateful job because everything which goes well, you need to credit the team, and if it goes wrong, you need to say, "Hey, I'm the project manager."
Listen, my official last working position job, like where I was in an office before I started this working brother stuff, was actually as a project manager for a robotics company. And I can definitely agree that like all the successes are always everyone else's, and all the failures are always your fault as the manager. And being a manager, I have this ongoing let's say debate with some friends and some guests here. Can you be a manager and not be the boss of anyone, or does manager imply being a boss? Like let me not load the question. Why don't you freestyle that?
Well, if I understand the question correctly, is that I'm going to readdress it somehow. I think there's various kinds of being the boss, and it differs quite a bit geographically. If you look at bosses and how they're portrayed and how they do in US companies, they will be more like, I decide and you listen. They're really top down. They don't take no for an answer if they want to hear yeah. They're very hierarchical. I think the same goes for Japanese, although in a different way. They're more polite in doing things, but it's quite top down as well. While in Europe, I have the impression that you can be a boss without being a manager, or being a manager without being a boss, and just lead by example, or by making sure that your team, well, somehow respects you as a person. Does it make sense at all?
Yeah, perfectly. It makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to people who don't have exposure to management, because the issue came. I was working on a project with some people, and we hit a crisis. You know, there was a miscommunication, and one of the people in the situation was talking to me and was like. You know, why are you like doing this and this? And I'm just trying to manage the crisis, you know? And the reaction was, you're not my manager, you know? And I'm like, wait. Managing a crisis and being a manager are not the same. Like, I like don't have to be your boss to manage a crisis. You know what I mean? I'm just like solving the problem kind of thing. How would you like explain that difference to people, like that nuance in the word management, to people who are not, let's say, so diversified in their knowledge of different kinds of management?
Yeah, I think what you experience is having to do a kind of work without having the title to do that work. So people would say in certain situations, well, you're not deciding here. And the only thing you can do is escalate that. If you are sure that it's good for the company, and if actually your management says, yeah, you can do these things, but they are not public about it, that you are assigned to do that job, then you need to escalate and say, look, you need to make it public that I'm the crisis manager here, that I can take these decisions, because they're not missing, and it jeopardizes the complete project.
What if there's no hierarchy? What if there's no hierarchy above the team of three?
Yeah, well, then I think it's the law of the fittest. But which company was it?
No, it wasn't a company. It was just a project that we were working on. It was just about amongst friends, but like all of a sudden, you know, people got sensitive as soon as I used the word management, and I was like, wait, hold on, you know, like
yeah. I mean, even between friends, you need to have quite clear role descriptions. And separations, and well, it might be chaotic, and it might be fluid, and it might change a lot in the beginning, but somebody needs to be able to say, well, this is how we go forward, and nothing else, because if not, it just bleeds dry, so to say. It just stops evolving, and it goes nowhere. That's what I think could have happened.
When COVID started and I quit my management job, the project manager thing, all I can say is like all of my ideas that I had planned for the product, because I was the product manager, and like the boss asked me to like make a timeline with like, you know, other things that we can add on to like this development cycle, let's put it that way, and all I can tell you is to this day they're still following this plan, and I didn't really get any money for it, let's put it that way. But yeah, let alone credit. So, I think we need a meme. Let's do some memes that you sent along. You sent some Zelensky memes I actually hadn't seen. Zelensky begging, which is an old one. Like it's an old idea. Like
it's an old idea, obviously. It's quite common.
How are things in Belgium? Are people starting to see the political nuance of what's going on with the Ukraine and Zelensky and all this stuff, or not quite?
Unfortunately, I need to say not quite. They're largely following mainstream coverage, mainstream ideas, and politician, the politicians talking. I would like to say there's some kind of change towards people being more critical about it, but yeah, no, I'm not really seeing it. It's certainly not as fast as it should be. because as you know, we're destroying Europe. The powers that be are destroying Europe. Certainly, Western Europe. I mean, you're in Serbia. That's good. Serbia is doing well. I think. Well, from outside perspective, I know that you have troubles. Actually, when I was there, there was one of the mass demonstrations going on. I think Serbians are doing and not making the right reflection either. And I told some of them, be careful what you wish for. It could get worse, like in Europe.
Like the woman who was serving us at the restaurant, who was a law student supposedly, or no, that was the one that you were sitting outside, the law student. Yeah, no comment. I'll leave a link to the Serbia protests episodes, and people can find those. But
I can imagine you have spoken about it quite a lot before. So yeah, in Belgium, in Western Europe, people are not really seeing how horribly we are being led by politicians who sometimes are not even democratically chosen, like Ursula von der Leyen or Katja Kallas.
Sometimes they're not democratically chosen. How do you feel as a Belgian who Belgium has the most complicated form of government in the world? Like, it makes Bosnia look like 2+2. How do you feel about the political how should I say neutral gear that's been selected in Europe for the last 10-15 years, and everything's just going down the road, and people are getting appointed, and like people don't even know that the members of European Parliament have no say, and like the laws, like, because I did economics and finance, you may not know, but so I had European government and EEC and the whole history of that, and like I know more than I should know to be just supporting the narrative. Let's put it that way. How do you feel as a Belgian who's within this? How could I say double, Russian matryoshka doll of EU politics and having no say is what I'm getting at.
Frankly, it's frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating to hear. The dumbest things on national radio and television, but I have the impression, I strongly have the impression, all of Western Europe has been so much dumbed down over the last at least 10 years. But I have the impression it's been going faster ever since COVID. People are so dumb, and I mean, I'm going to give an example. There was this radio show last week about how you say food processing in the body. What was the name of it?
Digestion.
Yeah, the digestion track. And the interviewer said at a certain moment, yeah, I mean, but it's weird what the body can do, right? And the lady answering, professor, who wasn't really smart either. Yeah, it's true. And this guy went on, he said, yeah, because there's some guys being able to eat complete Cessna plane and be good with it. And the lady said, okay. And they cut to music and they came back and affirmed it. Because there's this web page, maybe you can look it up. There's this Wikipedia page of a certain guy who allegedly ate a complete Cessna plane back in the 50s. There's no proof whatsoever. But given that there's this Wikipedia page now, this reporter really believes it was correct, and he brought it in such a way that most people who listened now are going to say, well, people can eat Cessna planes. I mean, that's about
It's good
level
this
of
is a comedy
stupidity.
show because this is fucking hilarious, man. Like if you told me guy eats Cessna plane was a real story, I would have been like go to a fucking mental asylum. But now you're telling me
Exactly.
it's not only
It's
a real story, it's puppeted on the real news as fact, huh?
exactly. It's about as stupid as you should inject yourself with bleach.
Yeah, that
Something
was a
Trump,
good one too.
something Trump never said. Something Trump never said, for the record. But, you know how they were screaming at
No.
me.
You're
Yeah,
you're you're a MAGA racist right wing conspiracy theorist QAnon, aren't you? You don't
completely.
agree that Trump is the most evil person in the world. Um,
I'm quite disappointed in the guy, but I see that he's doing his one main job quite well, which is make America great again. That's the only task he has, and he seems to be doing that one quite well. But I would have expected more on international stage. But yeah,
did
well,
you did you like say Israel with a different accent and I didn't understand you or? Because there's the whole MAGA MIGA story, but he does seem to
yeah,
be having some problems with Netanyahu, so we'll put that out there. Um,
yeah. Yeah. It's true. Yeah, that he seems to be sometimes critical of Netanyahu. We'll see. I'm more referring to the Ukraine thing. Uh,
The Ukraine thing is funny. Every week it's like it's gonna be peace tomorrow or in 10 days or in 2035. We'll see what
yeah,
happens. But Putin is a bad guy. But I'm gonna let him do what he's doing because Zelensky is a very stupid guy. It's like Trump's paraphrased. Um,
yeah.
Where is we've got Trump and Putin planning to meet. This might be coming out before or after that event, so I'll bring it up now before we get into the second recording. This is my take, in case everybody forgot. This here is the U.S. and this here is Russia, being two little islands right here, called what are they called? The Diomede Islands, which face each other and are about like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 kilometers away from each other. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Trump and Mr. Putin did one of those North Korean meeting at the border things and just like chilling on a boat in neutral waters. Um,
Yeah, well,
do you
who
think?
knows? I, I don't think so. I think that Putin will go to Alaska. I don't Anchorage. Maybe I don't know. I don't know the cities
Hmm.
in Alaska that well. I don't think it will be a huge city though. And Anchorage might be too big. I think they'll choose for something smaller. Just it's easier to protect.
Like an island, you know, like it's like right 20 kilometers off of or less off the coast of mainland Russia,
Yeah.
with the Russian fleet there and a couple of nuclear submarines just in case.
The thing is, if something would happen to Putin, well, we'll not make next week.
Yeah, then don't look forward to the second upload.
Yeah, exactly.
It's back to our 3 o'clock in the morning sun, and you're just a chill guy and know it's the end of the world. We
Yeah,
did
yeah.
that meme
So,
many
I
times over
mean,
the last few years. Go on.
and that will probably have been very clearly stated to the American administration. If something happens to the guy, you know what the results are. That'll be, well, massive attack, nuclear attack on all the states.
Very clearly stated is the euphemism of the year. Because we're a little light on humor here, you sent right. You sent this along, and you titled it 1939. This was where was it in some newspaper? I can't remember which one. I think I might have outlined it here. Um, Look magazine. There we go. I actually shared this 2 years ago. Longtime subscribers will remember this map. And I also did my little update to it. And we've got here the NATO Nazi things. And we've got Copium guy. And we've got Zelensky here doing his Zelensky impression. And we've got Russian toss. Also,
and the Ukrainian flag. I just noticed it. you gave them islands. I mean,
down here, yeah. They get Zmei Island. It's all they get.
You're not making them landlocked.
There's
be happy with your proposition.
Maybe Putin can get some ideas here for the final talk. We're coming up to the half hour, and we've done a good share of what's it called? An intro to who Mr. Joris is, the Dragon pseudonym, online pen name. De Draeck, do you want to say something else to round up this intro to you and this first talk?
Yeah, I mean, you stated it. I'm a right-wing white supremacist, racist, whatever name. That's honestly how I would be labeled by many. Because the thing is that we as a society in Western Europe, we have become so intolerant to differing opinions, which is incredible, really, because we pride ourselves, or as a community, as a region, on freedom of speech and liberties and whatever, and the more and more they're being taken away, nobody even notices, and just starts labeling persons who are, well, free thinkers in a way. And I'm never even saying that I'm right with what I think, but I do like debate. I do like discussion about it, dialogue, even if it's fierce. I think that's honestly it's 100% needed in any which society, and it just seems to flow away increasingly. And when they talk about discrimination here, I live in Antwerp, and this weekend there was the Pride Parade here in Antwerp, and they have these signs of discrimination everywhere, and what to do if you are confronted with somebody discriminating, how you react, and I was increasingly thinking, look, it's not these guys, the LGBTY community, which is being discriminated. They can do bloody hell what they want. It's persons like us who are discriminated against. But we will not be protected by these same leftist forces, which is actually amazing to notice. And I think it could be one of the topics we can discuss further, how left and right have changed positions over the last decade or so.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Change positions, not switched, but change positions. I'm gonna play some music. We're gonna call this the end of the first talk with Mr. Joris. I'm gonna pop up a meme for everybody who stuck around to the very end. That is the question. Everyone, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for being here. Joris, thank you for coming by, and see you all soon. Talk later. Ciao.